Song entitled Restoring the Pride of ALLAIN.
Let's do this together. Preserve for the future. Restoring the pride. It's yours and it's mine. Let's do this together. Preserve for the future. Yeah, sweet Beatles, nothing like you. So iconic on this beautiful isle. Yeah, we adore you, so we will protect you. So your beauty can be seen by all eyes. Yeah, rise up, high Beatles, rise. Rise up to the occasion. Let the whole world recognize your beauty, you're a sensation. Yeah, we are special people, so let's rediscover what the Beatles mean to you and me. Restoring the pride, it's yours and it's mine. Let's do this together, preserve for the future. Restoring the pride, it's yours and it's mine. Let's do this together, preserve for the future. Oh, we are so blessed to be loved by the rest. World Heritage status, it brings such pride to us. Let's not forget to keep safe from all threats. Beatles conservation is our vocation. Rise up, high Beatles, rise. Rise up.
Beautiful track from ALLAIN, Restoring the Pride. A very patriotic song indeed.
Yeah, we are special people, so let's rediscover what the.
Let's get him online, Alpha.
Restoring the pride, it's yours and it's mine. Let's do this together, preserve for the future. Restoring the pride, it's yours and it's mine. Let's do this together, preserve for the future. Yeah. Rise, 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 go Peter, rise, rise, rise.
Yo, yo.
Yes, good afternoon to you, ALLAIN. Welcome to RFI Radio. How are you doing today?
Saudi, man. What's up?
Saudi.
Good, bro. What about? What's the vibe?
Everything good, everything good. Yeah, man. How is St. Lucia? How is the weather? How is the weather today?
Yeah, boy, weather perfect, you know. I just came from doing a whole hour-long ride, you know, enjoying the vibes.
Yeah.
Chilling. It's a wonderful time, man. You know, despite all what's going on in the world today, you know, we still have to make, you know, be happy that we have life and still enjoy the vibes regardless, man. Stay as positive as possible. So, St. Lucia is good, man.
Yes, I quite agree. I hope you're keeping safe as well. I hope you're wearing your mask all the time.
Yeah, man, of course, for sure. Keeping as safe as possible, you know, and just taking the precautions and trying to be safe, but at the same time, enjoy every moment of it anyways, you know?
Indeed. Yeah, once again, welcome to 1021.
Let me ask you, though, how's it in London, man?
Well, to be honest, we're still on the lockdown. You're trying to release the lockdown maybe ending of April.
Right.
So let's see what will happen.
Yeah, man, I was hoping maybe I could have been back since I was there
a couple
of years ago. But
indeed.
A pity, man.
Yeah. So it goes sometimes.
In time.
Yeah, but according to our Prime Minister, maybe ending of April, things might get back to normal. So fingers crossed.
Let's see how it goes, man.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
I said a pleasure having you here, Ale. King Alpha, should I say?
Yeah, man.
Should I address you, King Alpha?
Yeah, man, you don't have to.
Yeah.
But it's a long time coming, so good we can finally make it happen, man.
Well, of course. King Alpha, 5 times Groovy Soca Monarch. I mean, come on, you know. You're the king.
Yeah, man. Respect.
Yeah, like I said, the long-awaited interview, bro.
Right, yeah, man.
Yes.
But we had to make it happen.
Yes. I know you're quite busy.
Thanks for having me, though. Appreciate. Yeah, man. You know, it's been a journey, say, you know, and despite how it is right now, we're trying to keep as busy as possible, you know.
Yeah.
A lot of people might know me as being a teacher too, so I went back into that, and you know that has me, you know, them online classes for the week. That has me there. Plus, I'm one of the lucky ones to get to still be gigging at the hotels and stuff. So you know,
that's good.
So trying to keep busy as possible.
Yes, good. Now, just for our listeners worldwide, we have listeners in New York, Canada, just name it, you know. Just too many to mention. Man. Yeah. So you're very patriotic St. Lucia, Alpha. You're born in St. Lucia in the community of Soufrière. Tell us about your childhood life growing up in Soufrière.
Yeah,
your schooling and thing.
Yeah, well, in case anybody doesn't know, I'm from the most beautiful town in the world, Soufrière. You know, I love my town to the fullest.
Yeah.
Grew up in New Development. I am from New Development. You know, from a Moderate family of seven of us. My mother, my dad had seven and five of us. I'm the middle child, grew up
Mm.
playing cricket in the street,
Yes.
you know, and running up and down, on the road, in the middle of the road, playing police and Rasta Bujuma.
Yes, of course,
you
of
know
course, yes.
that the typical island upbringing, and I grew up in a house where music was kind of blasted non-stop. My father had a hi-fi system,
Of course,
and that
yes.
he would play music every weekend, blasting, especially the classic reggae songs, and
That's Glen Alley,
that
right?
was kind of, yeah, man. Big up my father Glenn Alley
Yes,
one
of
time.
course.
He
Yes.
so hearing the music all the time, that kind of resonate and stick it for me throughout. And I went to school went on to school in Soufrière, secondary school as well. And big up to Christopher Fevrier. He's the one who kind of got me even more involved into making music and writing and joining the choir to the recorder band. Big up to people like Steve Ako, Joseph, who got me into the theater even more. And, from Soufrière Action Theater to being involved in that and playing in Job de War. From time I was primary school, beating the taboo and the bamboo and all these things, Christmas time going out and for hours, going in with my
Yeah.
father and the rest of the crew. That upbringing in Soufrière right there kind of set me up for the, who I am today, basically, guys,
Mm-hmm,
Growing up
mm-hmm.
in that small town, everybody know each other, everybody helping out and it's been from there, it's been a journey into where I'm at right now, man. So
Right,
I'm very thankful for the life I grew up with, humble beginnings, and just building upon that.
right. Now you mentioned Christopher Favre.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he said he played a role in your career. What did he do to you? What did he? At school, he
Well,
said.
yeah, man. Whereas most people may not have liked, the little recorder and found it annoying and all that. I took a love for that and
The
just
recorders.
simply, yeah, man. From that simple little instrument, I grew to love it and use
Oh,
it. I remember
okay.
myself and my partner Christus Gill. We started to record ourselves using, like, say, the Diwali rhythm. We would take that and play recorder over it and
Okay.
compose our own melodies,
Nice.
and we would record on a little computer mic, and then we started actually writing, and we formed a group called JRC, the Junior Crew. Myself, Chris, that's a guy named Dwayne George, a guy named Parker, and we just started making our own music right there. And Mr. Favre, he always used to encourage us, to do more.
Yes,
And
yes.
even not just in class, but lunchtime, all of us would be there in the music room, just creating and getting involved. Start from the choir to the recorder group,
Okay.
and I remember just performing at school and all these things. That kind of built my confidence because I kind of grew up as a shy guy. I was more of a reserved child.
Yes.
Not really, not my time to expose myself would be either on the cricket pitch or on a stage, and that would kind of started me off. You get me? So
Right.
yeah, man.
And also, after you were also a school teacher as well. Can you tell us which school or schools you taught in and the subjects you did? You taught?
Yeah, well, when I started teaching, I started in 2009, I think it was, at Soufrière Compre, my alma mater. Went back to there. My field of study is information technology. I taught that for, like, in IT and math. Yeah, my first 5 years was dedicated to Soufrière Compre. I went to Teachers College as well. And when I came from Teachers College, I went back to Soufrière for just a little bit, and
Yeah.
then I decided, I had to transfer to the north because most of my by that time I had already Matrix Band, which was the band I started in. We had moved on, and then Evolution was formed. So I kind of had to move up to the north too because all of my gigs were up there at night time, and the back and forth travel was a little too much for me at the time.
Yes.
So luckily I got a transfer first to Balata Primary School. I taught music there for 3 years, and
Okay.
then I decided, what, I found a way to make music my main source of income, to diverse and do different things within music, advertisements, endorsements, all these different things. And
Right.
I decided to let the music take control and left the teaching for a good 3 years. And I for a good bit I was like, what, I don't think I can ever go back to teaching. But when the way entertainment being hit so hard
Yes,
because
yes.
of COVID-19. At the end of the day, bills have to pay. You have to pay loans, everything. So you have to have a stable source of income at as much as you can. And because all tours got cancelled, gigs
Yeah.
got cancelled, hotels closed. I got a call to come back to Babono Secondary, and
Yeah.
I decided a man has to do what a man has to do. I went
Yes,
back
indeed.
into it,
True.
and I mean it's been a challenge too since we went into more online schooling, but I've enjoyed it so far. I've made the most of it, and the kids. I try to help the kids as much as possible. I'm working on a studio right now for them, donating a studio to the school.
Oh, fantastic.
Most of it is set up already.
That's
man.
good. That's
So
good.
hopefully. Yeah, my initial plan was to set up the studio in Soufre. That's still in the makings. Big up to Herod. I actually reached out to him a couple of years ago, just before the pandemic, and
Yes.
he sourced a place by Nigel. We organized a place there. And
Okay.
everything. So
That sounds good.
So hopefully in time to come we can actually still make that happen.
Fantastic.
Yeah, but man. So we trying to make things go, man.
Yeah. Now let's talk about your musical journey a bit. 2008, I think you started a band. You said the Matrix band. Can you tell us a bit more?
Matrix, yeah,
bit more about that.
Yeah.
How did it all started?
Well, of course, people who know Matrix was a very popular band in the mid 2000s. Big up to the original squad. Guys like Mike, Ubal, Benji, Rafik, Melissa. Matrix got to the height of their fame in that time there, and I big up Greg as well. I came in there after Rafik had left. The guys didn't have a lead vocalist, and they used to rehearse in New Development, which is where I live.
Yeah.
Just a couple houses down, and I always used to be in the band hall. Listening to the fellas. Performing. I remember Rafik used to always give me a little advice and thing. Just being around. The music was in me already, so I loved just going to the band hall. And I remember one time Kishan Deya is a reggae artist, originally from Vency. He had a gig for Soufre Jazz actually, and I just used to be around, and he heard me harmonizing, and he was like, if I would like to be part of the team, part of the group, to just come and do some backups. And I remember doing that, and that went down well. I was also performing on that show. I did my solo, and then I came on with the band to do the backups. And afterwards, Sherman Lawrence, the keyboardist for the band, he reached out. He was like, he's been talking to the guys, and Benji, all the fellas, Mikey, and they were like, why don't we get Alpha to come into the hotel and sing a couple songs and, see how it goes from there. Because they had already seen me perform from at Soufre Compre. And, it started at Ladera. It was just one night doing a little every Thursday at Ladera. And, I was fresh in the game, not really. really
green.
Amateur, but just green, real green.
Yeah.
Real green, but I was still trying,
Yes.
I remember Michelle McKetney too was also in the, and she joined together with me as well,
Michelle, who is she?
Selwina's daughter.
Oh, so you know Selwina very well.
Yeah, of course, yeah, man.
Selwina Charles.
It was Michelle and Nikita at one time. Nikita was in there. I can't remember who was first, but we started our vibes at the hotel, and I remember my first gig up in the north, boy. I think it was a cool effect. And boy, I remember being real green and not knowing how to handle the crowd because Matrix was already playing for Just for Fun for years. They were already doing big events like Wet Fete and Cooler Fete and all these things, and they kind of just thrust me into that like one time.
Yes.
And I remember the first Peter party in the yard. The Matrix was supposed to do it, and like I remember that guy from Dominica, Remo. He had that song, Horn. What else? How did it go again, boy?
Good.
I can't remember the big. He had a big tune, right? But Ubal brought him in, and he was kind of giving the guidance and thing. But I sort of just didn't really have it in me as yet. And I remember being on stage, Peter Pat in the yard, and trying, and nobody ever is in there. But no matter what I say, people are moving. But I still doing my thing.
It's a learning curve.
I remember a big learning curve. And I remember trying, and I remember getting off stage that time, boy. And but before I came off, I was singing Pressure Boom, and Ricky T was side stage, and Ricky T came on stage, and he was like, "Mayut, let me show you how it's done." Now when Ricky T say, "Show me the pressure rags," all hands in the air, and I did like a magie on this side.
No, but tell me,
that.
But tell me, Alpha, when you realized the people was not responding to you, did you feel like giving up?
Well, to be honest, that day it really it kind of hit me. But I had a choice at that point: give up or try better. And I remember that day I literally cried when they first give me the pressure. That's how messed up I felt. We on the bus ready to go down, and boy, feeling like, oh boy, I don't have it in me yet. But I use that as a moment to really push myself and get better. So from there on, I started to go on online and view old tapes. Watch fellas like Marshall. Watch how they perform, and not even just soca artists, but all different artists, and try to learn from them.
Yes.
And just pick off little things here and there. Not copy anybody, but use little things from their performance to better myself. And I think that's what really. And the more I did it, the better I got at it. And eventually, these things don't really happen to me. I remember when I one time performing in Canaries, and when the music stopped, a man shouted a big, "Guys, I saw laugh, be wood,"
yeah.
So
yes.
I get all them things.
Right,
I get all them kind of them hell people, booing all kind of thing. I go for that phase, So a lot of times people see the final product and they see the big soca monarch and they feel, boy, it just comes so easy. But nah, it took years of even just putting up music before any DJ would even play my song. I remember those days of doing stuff myself, Benji, my cousin Paul, Rene, he's in England right now. I remember he had his little studio set up, and we would do our stuff, try our best to get out there. And it was a struggle for like years before that first time when I got into Groovy Monarch finals in 2012.
We're going to get to that. Yeah. And can I ask you, who is Yannick Plant and Gus Dovine?
Gus Dovey is the son of White Augustus Dovey.
Yes.
Even before Matrix, I was kind of in a little band with Gus and Yannick and all the rest. We had a little group. I was a teacher at school actually, and the guys would always do their playing by White's house. Just playing with the instruments and making songs and stuff.
Yeah.
And then eventually Benji was like, let's bring in Gus and Yannick into Matrix. So because Mike left for the States.
Right.
And so we brought in Yannick, we brought in Gus, and they became part of Matrix initially. So when we formed Evolution in 2013,
yes,
it was just the three of us from Matrix, as well as Giddy and a guy from Shozel and Shaquille from Marsha, who actually has roots in Soufre. His grandmother is from Soufre, so he came into the band as well, and then we formed Evolution from there. Yannick is also in Minor Productions. He's the producer. He produced some of my biggest songs, like That Beat.
Yes.
And he's been doing his thing as well. Gus left Evolution after a year, I think, but he went on to the cruise ship to do his thing as well.
Yeah.
Well, he's another very talented musician from Soufre, man.
Okay. So what happened to the band now? Evolution, is it still about?
Yeah, man. We just played last night at Sanders Grand. We do a reggae night there. We're actually working on a live arrangement for my latest song, Wine on You, on the Cabana Rhythm. So, we're still doing our thing.
Yes.
It's a pity we can't really do big shows outside, but, we've still been there. We've been going for 7 years now. So, yeah, man, we're still doing it. 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
And do you remember your first gig with Evolution?
This year is actually 8 years. Our first gig, we started in the hotel at Sanders Latok. But then our first major gig was actually Soufre Jazz, and we went from being like just a little band. We used to be at Corner Bar in Grosley, and we went from there to actually going on a big stage with was it Kassav? I think the first time was Kassav. So we got that big opportunity, and I remember that crowd was so huge, boy. That was the biggest crowd I've ever performed for in my life. And that the whole field was filled up, people, and we came on. We opened we opened the show. And we just gave a stellar performance, and that kind of set us on the map, and gave us people realize, who's that new set of young guys doing their thing,
Yeah.
And I just placed first runner of the year before actually, so it kind of helped to push the band out there and give us some sort of recognition. And I mean, from there on, it was just big show after big show. We got to travel, we got to do things, and ever since then, it became a journey and just grew through the years. We've done it all to be done in St. Lucia, and this year we're actually working on doing a live album. So that's the main objective for the year, man. So we're still keeping going.
Fantastic stuff. Now, let's talk about the year 2013. You took part in the Groovy Soca Monarch in St. Lucia. I think you came out second, right? If I'm correct.
Yeah, second. Second.
Yeah, with a big song called "Jumping Alone." Let's feature this track. Right. Yeah, let's feature this track first for our listeners, okay?
Yeah, man, of course.
Right. The voice of the one, Alpha ALLAIN, live on RFI Radio 102.1 FM.
She tell me she very sorry. I go jump on without she. She found out what I beg, she answered please. Man, I really wanna feel the breeze when I'm out on the road, yeah. Once I got the music shut.
Jumping Alone, song entitled King Alpha.
Just me but love me rum. If you see her jumping up in the hot sun, I'll be tripping on the highway. I jumping alone.
Hey.
I don't care what they say. Parce que me pas mêlé. I jumping alone. I don't need to.
Yes, Alpha, big song. I remember when that song came out.
Boy,
Jumping Alone.
In so long. I had you playing that day and I had that tune in so long, boy.
Yes, we know RFI. We always stock up, you know. Yeah. Now tell us, was this your first year you took part in the Groovy Soca Monarch?
No, actually that was his second year.
Second year.
The previous year, I actually placed 8th with a song called "Nobody Can Party Like We," you know.
Yes.
And I was like, but at that point I was just happy to be in the finals, and you know, my first year, I remember coming on at number 13, and I was the last person, and they already had King and Queen of the bands, and so it was like 3 a.m. when I came on, and people were like tired. It was like, but I remember still just going out there and doing my best and giving my all. And the following year, 2013, I came with Jumping Alone, and then, you know, people were still surprised as to, hey, who's that fella? Wait, where am I from? From Sufre? Hey, who's that man? I'm gonna have a nice voice. I'm gonna do a thing.
Yeah.
And I remember afterwards, people were like, boy, they cheat you. You know, you should have win, boy. But for me, I was just happy with the progress that I was making, you know, from 6 years doing it and trying to do something and to finally get the recognition and get somewhere. I remember from there on, I traveled to New York that year, my first time going out as a solo artist to perform and you know, just getting the opportunity. So I wasn't mad about not winning then, you know, to place first runner-up second in my second try. That was just a great feeling because what was to come to follow was, you know, history 5 times afterwards. So.
Yeah. But were you surprised you came out second, or were you expecting to win, or not even coming out second?
I wasn't expecting anything in a sense. Like, you know, I just knew that I gave the best performance I could give at the time, and for me, whatever happened, it didn't matter to me because people saw that there was talent and they saw that the potential was there, and I was getting the respect that I was hoping to get. So that was the biggest win for me on that night, you know.
Yes.
So I wasn't disappointed in any sense. You know, I was just happy to be making strides.
Right. And in the following year, 2014.
Yeah, man.
You took part again. You took part again.
Yeah, the real breakout year.
Yes. And you were cronking with a song called Numb.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, let me feature this track, King Alpha.
Of course. Run it. The people's song that is.
Nobody don't know how hard that I'm working, how the money making, or how I'm surviving. When I look around me, it's all kind of misery, and no one could tell me how to spend my money. They say, whoa, you're spending too much money on all the drinking and on all the liming. I say, what you know about me? Do you know my history? Do you know the struggles that I face? I say, I'm feeling nothing and Carnival is the only therapy.
102.1 FM, things turn up.
I am feeling nothing and Carnival is the only therapy that take away all the pain. All I feel is the sun on me back and the bass from the truck pumping hard. All I feel is a good vibe around me and people must go
big tune of a big tune Nam.
Yeah, man.
Yes, you were you were Krong King.
Yeah, that was the defining moment, you know. One of my favorite nights too, you know. I remember coming on at number one. The place was still a little empty still, you know, people just walking into the venue. But my super people were there, you know, from the start. My whole family was there, you know, big up to the people from teacher education. These people were there with me as well, supporting me.
Yeah.
And I remember the song was just kind of picking up at that point, you know, because I released it since April. I remember performing it at Suffragaz, that same first time Evolution performed. And people were just getting accustomed to the song. But people were, it was well received in a sense too, because it was a song that people can relate to. From the first line, you know, nobody don't know how hard that I work in, how the money making, how I surviving, you know. And that message still relevant today, you know, and that's why that song still plays up to a day like today. You'll hear it on all radio stations. On any day of the week, you will still hear it running. You know, in a session too, you go still hear it playing, because you know people can still relate to that kind of vibe. You know, so big up to like that Danielle Dubois. She's actually one of the co-writers on the song. You know, and it was also my first time releasing a song that I produced myself too. So you know that was a good vibe too. And I was just happy that got me the crown, and you know, the rest is history.
Yeah. Like were you surprised you won that year, Alpha?
I wasn't very surprised.
You wasn't surprised. You knew you was going to win.
That year I came for the crown, man.
You came for the crown. You were ready.
I came for the crown. I was ready. That year I was prepared. I learned from my previous experiences. From the year before, I learned everything.
Yes, you did your homework.
I monitored. Yeah, I did my homework hard.
Yes.
You know, I came there for mindset of a champion, to be honest. And I just came to deliver. And regardless, when I dipped number one, I was like, boy, because them days fellas was paying big money to change numbers and things. I say, you know what?
Really?
Nah, man, I go in number one and I go to deliver. And whatever happens thereafter happens.
That's very interesting, Alain. He said they used to pay money to exchange.
Yeah, man. Fellas used to pay big money to change their number.
What type of money are we talking about, Alpha?
We're talking thousands, my brother.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you.
So what's the favorite number? I mean, an artist would pick?
Well, most people want to go last, you know, to see everybody perform and deliver final. But to me, it didn't matter. Some fellas like number 7 because they feel it's a lucky number, you know. But for me, I performed that number 1 on 1. I performed number 2 on 1. I performed number 3 on 1. I performed that, I think number 7 or something, number 6 or something like that. It didn't matter the placement for me. It was just when you go out there, you have two things. You can set the standard for the rest of the show, or you can come and deliver thereafter, you know. But as long as you do what you have to do.
Yeah, this is shocking. Of pay thousands of pounds. I mean, EC dollars just to change the number. Did you pay any money at all?
No, never.
No pay no money.
Never. Whatever number I took, I went with it.
Yes. So that year, 2014, you came for MVP.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. After I've got a message for you as well from the chairperson of the Unity.
Oh yeah.
They said a big thank you to you for performing at the Zoom party, Independence Day.
Oh yeah, man. Of course, no problem.
Yeah,
that was my pleasure, man.
Yeah, so they want to thank you.
Yeah, man.
Now,
of course.
Now let's continue, Alpha. 2014, Krong King. 2015, you were Krong again with a song called "Who Am I?" Who I am. Right.
Who I am.
Let's feature the song again, Alpha. Okay.
Yeah, man.
All right. Okay.
I am a Saint Lucian, yeah, that's who I am. Find that place so sweet, melodies in the heat. Everybody's on the road, we jumping for one goal. To where the soca play, our culture on a display. Everybody say, we vibes a special way. To see the people playing, everybody celebrating.
One of my favorite tracks from Alpha ALLAIN.
It's only we
who I am.
I'm proud of where I'm from. Need you to understand, I am a Saint Lucian, no matter how far I go. Thank God that I am a
1021 on the FM dial.
I come from the land of sun.
Live right now, King Alpha out of St. Lucia 758 Soufrière, Sulphur City.
Let me see your hands up for I know that. Hands up if you're proud of where you're from. Hands up. Cause all of we are one. Hands up. If you want St. Lucian, hands up. Start the party up in there. Hands up. Lucian people everywhere. Hands up. Raise a flag up in the air. If you want St. Lucian, I don't know about that.
Alpha, should I say to you, this is one of my favorite tracks from you, to be honest with you.
Yeah, man, that's another classic too, you know. And that song, just like Still a Diet, you know, going strong since then. You know, big up to Claude Jonas. He produced that song along with Francis Lebo de Lima. You know, rest in peace, Lebo.
Oh yes, Lebo, yes.
Yeah, Lebo and Claude worked on that song. Daniel was also the co-writer. You know, so we had 3 times going to the finals as co-writers. You know, and that year, that song, I remember that year was a rivalry with myself and C-Dale. C-Dale had Neighbor, and Neighbor was the big song for Carnival, you know?
Yes.
So so that one wasn't that victory wasn't easy as the previous year. And I remember, you know, going on stage, I think I was number 2. And boy, he was just going out there. A lot of things didn't go right. So even on stage,
yeah,
you know, but I still went out there, gave my whole heart into it, and the people were behind me. You know, the flags, everybody was. You know, the song was still growing because the version you played there is not the version I want. If it was the West Indian version,
right?
Right, but then when I released the St. Lucian remix for Independence the following year, you know, that song just became like a staple song for Independence.
Yes,
you know,
of course,
and
very patriotic.
I've gotten to tour on that song for, you know, every year since, except this year because of COVID. You know, last year I was in Toronto, the year before in England, the year before I was in New York, and the year before New York again. You know, so I've had to travel. That song has made me travel so much. You know, Texas, you know, everywhere. Everywhere wherever St. Lucians are, you know, they want to hear that song whenever it's Independence time. So and that. It got me endorsements. It got me so many different things, man. Wow. And people still love it, you know, because it's a song that represents St. Lucians, no matter where, you know, no matter where you are in the world, man. And so I'm happy for the love that people have given me for that song, man.
Indeed. Now you mentioned you had a strict competition, right? You mentioned a while ago you had very competitive competition with C-Dale.
Right. That year.
Did you have any doubts in your mind you're going to win that year?
I mean, at the time I was like, you know what? If I win, I win. If I don't, I don't. You know. But I knew I gave a very good performance in my mind. You know, I was just hoping that whatever I did was good enough to pull it off. You know, because I know I didn't have the biggest song, and it's never really about the big song.
It's on the night.
Soca Monarch. It's on the night how you perform and you deliver. And I mean, at the end of the day, the judges took me, and I was more than happy to be a 2-time champion at that time. You know?
Yeah. Were you surprised when they called your name?
And not really surprised, but relieved too, because, you know, the pressure is finally over. Because people don't understand, boy, that thing is a lot of pressure, and, you know, the stresses of getting things right, and, you know, costume and a lot of money to spend in. I remember that presentation in all that year, it cost me about $15,000.
Wow.
Yeah, everything cost me about $15,000. That's so, you know, it's a lot of stress and preparation, and you know, at the end of the day, you're not even really doing it for the money. It's just to cement a brand for yourself, you know, and to give the people a good vibe. So, you know.
Yeah. So. But you mentioned things going wrong that night. What happened that night on the stage? You said things went wrong.
One, I had a folk band. They were they were late on the night.
Oh dear.
Some of my people were late too, and I was number 2. So, and then when they came on, they were supposed to come on stage with me as part of my production at the end.
Yes.
And then I'm performing at one point in time, and I'm like, let me bring on the drummers. And I call in the drummers, and no drummers showing up. I wonder where them fellas at, boy, you know. And I'm just going. I'm going. And when I look to the side, I realized that they were mic'd up on the side of the stage, playing throughout the entire song. When I listen to the recording, and the drums overpowering everything else. And I'm like, wow. I'm looking for the fellas. Why is that stage? But you know what I did? The next year, that beat, I actually brought them back again, and I made sure that they came at the right time. And I really did what I had to do the right way.
Right. Now, let's talk about the year 2016. You won. You came back again, and you won with a song called That Beat.
That Beat. Yeah,
Gary, shall we feature this track?
Yeah, man.
my feet. It hit me in every direction. There's a vibration when I listen to it. I love this music. I got it on repeat. It hit me like yeah. Now start, you can't stop. Dance to the rhythm, they go on the back. Jump and get on up to the front and back. Don't pull no the back. You can't stop, I can't just rock. Dance to the rhythm, they go on the back. Avente, me pasa a peche. Man, that's how we make out with them on the net and like shut it. That feeling so sweet. I can't resist the speed. That feeling so nice.
Yes, after 2016, Crown King again.
Yeah,
that
man.
bit.
That year was another year, boy. That year, imagine before there was a delay, like a 10-minute delay before I came on stage because the sampler wasn't working.
Right.
And I was like, boy, what's gonna happen now? But it took 10 minutes, and I was just praying on the side of the stage, boy, that works because. Without the samples these days, the band there learn the particular parts for the song. It's
yes,
just
of course.
playing along with a sampler. So, but I was like, and after a while, I was like, you know what? They say it don't matter. Just let's go. I too stressed on the side of the stage. Let's go. And at the final minute, it came on, and that actually was one of my favorite performances ever. To be honest, the way it came down, the structure, the flow of the performance. The crowd reaction, that was the best crowd reaction I got in all my years of performing. Everybody was behind me. Everybody was doing the dance. When I look at the video, even up to a day like today, I get chills every time I watch it. It was just vibes, production, well put together, and the stick man, everything just went proper. From 10 minutes of nothing working out for us to like a seamless performance thereafter. Kidel with his introduction skit before, the whole team coming together. It was just magical for me, man. And it's one of these moments I'll cherish forever, man. One of my best performances I've ever had on stage. And when I came off stage, I literally fell on the ground. I was like, boy, that's it.
You had a big relief.
Yeah, I was a big relief, man. Big relief. Yeah, man.
Wow, big song. It's on the Wahala rhythm.
Yeah, Wahala Rhythm.
Yes,
that's Yannick again, Minor Productions. Big up to him.
Okay.
That was a nice year for me, man.
Right. So that's win number 3, right?
Number 3, yeah.
Yes. Now let's talk about 2017.
Yeah, 17 was over and over.
Okay. Let me feature this track now. Let me feature this track for our listeners, okay?
Well, every party I go down day.
We're doing over and over right here on RFI Radio 1021 on the FM dial. We got live King Alpha.
On 102.1 FM, things turn up.
Yeah, man, lovely song, Alpha, lovely song.
Yeah, man.
Another win for you again.
Yeah, another win for me. That year, I kind of said I was going to take a back seat from Goofy Monarch. So people were unsure if I was going to compete. And
right.
I remember Ricky, there was a controversy in the semis because Ricky T had a song Sully.
Yes, I remember that song.
Was it that? Yeah, I think that, and Sully was a bit faster than the regulation speed. And I remember I had spoken out against it on Facebook. So there was this little rivalry on the night between myself and Ricky, and I remember he came out and he dropped the power,
yeah,
the picong,
Yeah.
That's it's all part of the game, Nothing off stage. Me and Ricky, we very good, we cool.
Yes.
But I came back. I remember I was performing after him this time.
Okay.
And I came back, and then during the performance, I was like, boy, no, look, I can't go with that again this year, boy. But then when the picong time came on, and I dropped that, the crowd just went ballistic, And then,
can you sing us a line?
I went, they say groovy not this and we not offer. So I had to come back for one last chapter. I've been there since the morning small, yeah. But this year I taking it all. Somebody go and tell Ricky T, Sully, that is not groovy. Something like that.
Yes, I am.
Something about it. I said something about the criteria.
Yeah.
And then afterwards I did a key switch. So like I changed the key of this song after the peak on.
Yes.
So like it just that really when and the fireworks and everything came on as soon as the key switch came on. So it was like, boy, explosion and confetti and everything. You know, the judges were like, okay, make come for business.
Yeah.
That just the climax of the song just came there, you know, and even Boo Hinkson after the song, he told me, boy, that was a really risky thing to do and change the key in the song. He never had that happen in a finals.
Yes.
Music just stopped completely, and then I just come with a key change. Because I have this musical gift where I know keys in my head without its relative pitch, you know. So then I said, you know what, let me try to do something extra on that night to make it a little different and give them an element of surprise. And that came in there, and it worked out for me, you know.
Right. So you told Ricky T you did it over and over.
Yeah, man. Took it for the fourth time.
Win number 4.
Yeah, man.
Now let's talk about win number 5, King Alpha.
Yeah,
you had a lovely song, Mama.
Yeah, man, Mama. That year too was another year. I said, you know what? If I go, that has to be the last time. And I decided, you know what? My reason being, you know, I remember my first victory. My mother, you know, Sabina, she was not there for that because she had just come down with cancer at the time.
Right.
You know, and she was having her treatments, everything. So she hadn't been there for like my first 2 victories.
Yes.
And I decided, you know what? I had this song, Mama. Big up to Aiden Octave. He was a collaborator on that song as well.
Right.
And I said, you know, people were like, boy, that Carnival song, may I go compete with that, you know? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a song that had nothing to do with Carnival, and I'm going to go into a Groovy Monarch, and I'm going to make this a big one too. And, you know, just to bring my mother on stage. If you know my mother don't know Carnival person. Yeah. Into no bacchanal.
Okay, let me feature this track, Ale, before you go any further, okay, for our listeners.
All right, go through.
All right.
This one's for you, mama, and this one's for you, mama, and this one's for you, and this one's for you. Mama, I say thank you for the life that you give. Now they all know my name. Mama, I say thank you. Without you in my life, things just won't be the same. Through all the good times, you were there, and even the bad times, you were there. When I needed something, you were there. Mama, you were there. Mama, you were there. When I had nobody, you were there. And life was against me, you were there. So Mama, forgive me. Yeah, can't repay you, but this one's for you. For everything that you do, always see me through. Mommy, I thank you. I said, well, this one's for you. For everything that you do, you always see me through. Mommy, I love you. Hey, so now take away for your mama. Now start to jump.
Wow, lovely track, Alpha.
Yeah, man, big up. You know that song I did it for. I released that song just before Mother's Day, 2018, I believe. Yeah, you know, just to big up all the mothers around the world. It was a dedication to not only my mother but my grandmother too, also, who had passed away from cancer. Tomorrow is actually their anniversary, you know. Big up to Maputo.
Yes. May your soul rest in peace. Yes, Maputo, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, big up, you know, so, you know, and that song was just a song that anybody can connect to. Everybody loves their mother, you know. And that's the kind of music I always try to do. Music that people can feel in their heart, you know, resonate with.
Indeed.
And, you know, the track. And I got to bring my mother on stage too. I remember even on the night looking back at the footage, I even got a little emotional too.
Yes,
when I got her on stage, and you know, and just the vibe and the love and the way it came down. For me, it was just a even more crowning moment. I dedicated that victory to her, and you know, to celebrate her and all that she's done for me, my family, everything. And it was just a great feeling, man. That's also one of my very prized moments. You know, one of those monarchs I celebrate the most, you know, being the final one and the one that I really treasure, you know. And then after that, I decided, you know what, I need to push beyond Soca Monarch, because a lot people will define me a lot too by Soca Monarch, and it has done so much for me in the past. It put me on a different pedestal, other than just being a normal artist. But it also limited me in a sense too, because people look at me for just that too. So I decided after that to just kind of focus on me, my career. That's when I decided to, I was out of pitching now, to try and push out and make connections, travel to different carnivals, experience what it's like over there, network with people. I linked up with International Steven.
Yes.
I was able to do Uber Soca cruise on a few occasions, get to mingle with the different DJs from the different islands. Went to Trinidad Carnival, collaborated with people like DJ Anna, working with different writers from the VI, Trinidad, and just try to push my brand out beyond, man, and get out there, and this year I kind of from 2019 I've been making those steps and improving on that, because I'm happy to be now on a rhythm with Patrice Roberts, as the first time
the Cabana rhythm,
being on the Cabana rhythm,
yes,
right? So
big rhythm.
The moves slowly making, so we getting there. People out there starting to notice. Now I can say now, when I include my catalog, who's that Alpha ALLAIN on the Cabana rhythm? That's a five-time Griffin Monarch from St. Lucia, and that's a good. A good thing to have on your resume as well.
Of course.
That's what. Yeah, man. So I thank you for all them times that ladder climbing up through.
True. Now, 5 times Griffin Soca Monarch of St. Lucia. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, man. It's a good feeling. At the same time, I still feel like there is so much more that I can achieve and so much more that I want to do. It's just, for me, I see that as a stepping stone to even bigger and better things. And, it has created a platform for me. And I've been using that platform to try to bring people up as well, give them a chance to get some of the spotlight. That's why I started things like the Alpha ALLAIN Challenge and, giving other youths the opportunity.
Yes, I'm going to come to that earlier on. Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is 2018, I mean, this was your 5th time you won.
Yeah, man.
2019, people was expecting you to come back onto the scene, but it seems like you relinquished your title. Why didn't you come back? What happened? 2019.
Yeah, like I told you, I at that point I decided, you know what, I need to take a break from that and focus more on me and my career, because a lot of times we get kind of trapped in that competition thing, and soca should be more than just the competition. Soca, and I think that's kind of part of what's holding back soca in a sense, because we make songs that's geared towards a Soca Monarch or towards Carnival or towards the road. But if we make songs that people can relate to any time of the year, no matter what culture you're in, no matter what part of the world you are, you can appreciate it. That's the kind of music that we should try to work towards, and even in my Soca Monarch times, I would still try to do that as well. So I wanted to focus more on getting out of that box, of that Soca Monarch box, and pushing myself in the different markets, create a new focus more on my brand, start events, that's why EDF and Noah came out, to try to diversify too, and push myself. 5 is plenty, man. We need to reach all 20,
Right. But that same year you spoke about the Alpha ALLAIN singing competition.
Right.
An inaugural online singing competition to help develop and provide a platform for, upcoming artists. How successful was this?
Yeah, man, it was very successful. The first year was it was pretty much just a trial. I was just sitting at a basketball game, and I was like, what? How can I give back to the youths? What can I do?
Yes.
And I was like, what? Let me just put an online competition and just ask people to send their videos, and offer them opportunity to record in my studio. And it was just that, and that blew up into so much more. Everybody was like, what, let me throw in a prize. So Wave Makeup throw in a thing, Kilas only throw in a video, this person throw in a cell phones, and the response just keep coming in. So I was like, okay, that's nice. People showing love. The videos themselves got thousands of, even more views than my own videos would get.
Wow.
People were getting that exposure. When we're talking 30,000, 40,000 views going up, in a matter of just a week. So, the video started going viral, and the competition took off. And, big up to Manasseh from Soufre as well. He won the competition the first time.
Okay.
It was just based on likes. And then the following year, we were able to take it into an actual show it at a venue, so we got to take it a step further. KFC came on board. It became the KFC After ALLAIN Challenge.
Okay.
We were able to have a finale, and Dishon T Blacks, he won it that year, and last year we didn't get a chance to host it. COVID kind of slowed things down.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what, let me let it take a back seat and come back again stronger. So hopefully this year, I'm looking to bring it back and give you some opportunity again to kind of push off and show the talent.
Right. But the first time, do you remember how many entries?
Yeah, we had over 100 entries. I had to actually stop taking entries because It was overwhelming. It was overwhelming, to be honest. And last year again, the previous, we had like again over 100 entries, and so much literally talent, like whoa, so many amazing voices.
Yes.
That you probably would never get to hear. They got a chance to be showcased, and thousands of people getting to view them and see them. I was able to get DBS on board to strengthen the viewership as well. To get that opportunity, and all just from just giving back in a sense, because that's what you have. As much as I've had my successes, it's because of the people I get them successes. So you have to give back to the people in some way or form.
It's like a Solution Got Talent competition, so to speak.
Yeah, man, pretty much, yeah.
Right. I could see this thing growing and growing, Alpha.
Yeah, man, definitely. I hope when I come to do it again this year, the corporate sponsorship will be, quite just as good, and we can get that support that we need, because the youth need the support. They need that encouragement. They need those platforms, to showcase the talent. Did
Court sponsor you as well that year?
Yes, they did actually. Court sponsored me, and from thereafter, they actually signed me on to an ambassador deal, which I just signed a new contract again with them.
Okay.
I've been, so what, same way when you give, you get back. So
well,
put me on. You tell me they put me on as well, and I've just I had a good relationship with them, and I've been. Now we actually on a regional campaign. We give people an opportunity now as well. Another online competition. This time is actually a jingle competition, so people can actually, send in their short jingle videos and get a chance to win $2,500.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, man.
You're right.
Yeah, so that competition is actually ongoing right now until the 10th of March. So if you're listening now, you can send in your little videos to OECS Jingle at unicomo.com and get a chance to win $2,500. The little students too, from 5 to 18 and then 18 to 30. So yeah, man.
Now, Alpha, now you're not just a soca artist. You also sing reggae as well, isn't it?
Yeah, man. Well, already, like I told you,
you're versatile.
My father used to play a lot of reggae music growing up, so that's always been one of my first loves. And last year during the pandemic, I decided to actually produce reggae for the first time, and I came with the new wave rhythm with Natty Conqueror, myself, T Blacks, who won the After ALLAIN Challenge.
Yes.
Sly, the former he's the current Guri champion. Kim,
I
drop another couple ones after that, man. So
okay, I just want to feature one track for our listeners, Alpha.
Yeah, man.
A song called Nubian Queen.
Oh, run that. Yeah, okay. Nubian Queen as well. Yeah, man.
This one goes to my royal ladies, my African queens. Oh yeah. Nubian Queen. Your beauty's breathtaking. Your love so amazing. Your value is worth more than worth. My Nubian Queen. You're so fascinating. You're all I'm needing. I'm loving you, it gives me strength. You're so
in case you're just joining us, we're talking to King Alpha out of Sulphur City, Sulphur, St. Lucia. Live on RFI Radio 102.1 FM.
Melanin smooth as silk, and your eyes, they speak of your struggles, but your strength I glorify. Yeah, but I don't mean like every race I don't appreciate, but in my heart I come on you understand.
Wow, it's amazing. Very talented,
yeah,
Alpha.
Man,
very talented.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Respect.
Did you write that song as well? Nubian Queen?
Yeah, I wrote that song, Nubian Queen. Aiden Octave is also a collaborator on that as well. Just a song to celebrate the queens too. And that funny enough, when I dropped that song, I had written the song just before we had all those Black Lives Matter protests.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Let me drop that tune there to
Yeah.
celebrate Black excellence, to celebrate Black Queens. Because of course, Black people we've been through it all through the years.
Yes.
And it's always important as artists to lend our voice to the struggle and lend our voice to supporting causes like that. So it came at a fitting time, to celebrate the ladies. I had them sending their little videos because we were on quarantine these times too. We were on curfew, everything about the lockdown, sending their little videos and made a little music video tribute to the ladies.
Yeah. But is it on the social media platform? This song?
Yeah, man. This song is everywhere.
Yeah. And how well is it doing? How well is it doing?
It's been doing well. Funny enough, I got calls from in the Virgin Islands. He was playing on the radio stations there as well.
Yeah.
I was like, oh really? Because at that time there I wasn't doing much promo because we were still on lockdown. Even like online interviews, it wasn't really happening at then. Because you have to be in the radio station to do it. We weren't even focusing much on that. So I didn't even do that much promo for it then, but it took off. Then the ladies showed it love, and it just a nice vibe, man.
Yeah, but do you monitor the amount of views the song is getting?
Yeah, man. Off and on, I do.
Can you tell us the amount of views? Or you want to keep the secret?
Well, I haven't looked at it in a while,
You haven't? All right.
No, I haven't.
Now let's feature another track of ALLAIN on the new wave rhythm called "I Knew I Love You." Okay. All right. This is a heavy tune Alpha, man.
Yes, man.
This is a big tune. Congratulations, bro.
Yeah, man. Give thanks, man. That one been doing well as well. That one actually got featured on some chats in Africa and also,
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Wow. Now tell us, Alpha, what are your aspirations?
Well, just to get to touch the world with my music, man, and just keep pushing my vibe. Spreading love through my music, telling a story. Influencing people in a positive way. Give them something. Something that give them some hope in a sense whenever they listen to my music. And it's just to keep doing what I love. Take St. Lucia beyond where we at right now because we've had some stalwarts in the industry. Big up to guys like Ricky T, Teddy St. John, Freezy, Moto doing it big as well. So as an ambassador for St. Lucia, I just looking to hold that flag myself and fly as I can and take St. Lucian music to the rest of the world,
Right. That's good. And also, you spoke about the Cabana rhythm. We've Vaughn on there, and Preddy, some big names. And
Vaughn, Preddy, yeah. Patrice Roberts.
Yes.
And Ricardo Drew.
Yes, and I must tell you, your song is doing very well on this rhythm as well.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Been getting some good love,
Yes, I know. So, let me just feature this track for our listeners, Alpha.
Yeah, man.
Yes. It's a brand new track. Okay. Wine on You, the Cabana Rhythm, 2021, Alpha ALLAIN.
Hey. And coiling, girl, I'm not toying with you. I'm a believer, receiver, taking from you. Here's what I wanna do, girl. Let me wine on you, let me wine on you, girl. Let me wine on you, push back and let me wine on you.
Yeah, this song is very popular, even in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, man, it's been getting some good spins, So I thank you for the love that been getting. The music video is just out too, so all the listeners can go check it out. So on my YouTube as well. So give it some love, man. Let's get the views up. Let's get it popping.
Yeah, yeah. Because recently my friend called me from Trinidad. He's on a radio station as well, and when I was speaking to him, I could hear the song in the background as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's playing all the way in Trinidad and Tobago. This song is very popular on the rhythm.
Right.
Yeah, so this song is doing very good.
Yeah, man. So far, it's beginning to love, and I just happy to be, in the same light as people like Patrice, and Ricardo and Pretty, big them son there. So that's the motive now, to get on them kind of rhythms where the exposure is there and people showing it love all around the world. So I know most of the carnival mixes I heard this year, I heard this song in there. So, and that's something that's never really happened for me in the past too. So I'm more happy for the progress that I'm making.
Right. So what's new? Are you doing any new projects anytime soon, Alpha? You releasing any new songs?
Yeah, man. I have enough tunes in the pipeline. Just yesterday Benji, he had a rhythm that he's working on. I'm going to be on that as well. I'm working on more stuff with International Steven. We have another project that we're working on. I have my own projects that I've produced myself.
Yeah.
I have a couple of dance actually that I'm working on. So you can look forward to a lot of music. I have music so much recorded right now. I don't know what to release and when to release it. So it's just deciding on when to make it happen. Even if there's no carnival this year, I'm still gonna put out plenty fire, man.
Yes.
Trust me.
I'm just going to read a couple of messages to you. I've got Serena Charles. She's saying I'm very proud of him.
Oh, big up Serena, man. Mommy Serena, much love to her, man.
She's like your second mother, you say?
Yeah, man, big up Serena from time of days, from the early days. Serena always been encouraging, I was actually, when myself and her son, Martin and Eric, we started a group called SOS, Sounds of Soufriere, from these days doing our thing, man. Yeah, man.
Good.
The Real Foundation, I'm very thankful for that, the Matrix come up from Matrix days. I learned so much in the band, from the good and the bad, the experiences, being on the truck, Carnival Monday and Tuesday, the big shows. These things prepare me for everything I'm going through now, So them moments is moments I treasure, man.
Right. And also I've got Lord Kent in New York as well. Maybe you know the name?
Oh, big up. Yeah, man, of course. I know Lord Kent, man.
Yes.
Big up Lord Kent.
Lord Kent. I've got Roslyn Lang as well. So many. I'm just inundated with texts.
Yep, Roslyn.
Yes, Ubalda, I've got Dr. Love. So now people sending love to you.
Yeah, man, much love, man. Big up Ubalda, same speed.
Yeah, I've got your friend Mike, Big Mike, he's listening as well. He just shout you out.
Yeah, man, I just met Big Mike last year in Miami, or year before, man. I hadn't seen him in a while, so big up to Mike, he doing his thing, man. Much love.
Because he was in your band as well, the Matrix, right? He was the bass man for
your
band?
Matrix band, yeah, man. Yeah,
yes,
man, Mike, he gave me enough support from the early days, So, much love to Mike, man.
Right. And just before you go off, you remember your time you performed in London?
Of course,
yes,
of course.
This was a major event, and
yeah, man, event sold out. The love, the vibe for my first time in England. It was a pleasure. The love that I got there, good treatment too. I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. Big up to the team who brought me up there. Big up to yourself, LT.
Yes.
Big up. What's your Shy Boy?
Yeah, Shy Boy. Yeah. Because what happened is when they approached me, they said to me they want an artist from St. Lucia. I was like, okay, who am I going to get? And I say, okay, Alpha, he's a 5-time Groovy Soca Monarch. Let's have him on board and made the arrangements and So yeah.
Yeah, man. Give thanks for the opportunity, man. I appreciate that full and joy. Pick up Canada too one time,
Yes. No, the place was sold out. The place was sold out.
Yeah, man. I enjoy that session to the fullest, man. I still watch the videos every now and then.
Oh, really?
and reminisce. Yeah, man.
Right. But just before you go, would you want to shout out, bro?
Yeah, man. Just shout out to everybody who's been supporting me from day one, from the early days, from school days to Matrix days to Evolution to now doing my thing. Big up to the whole Soufriere posse, who've been showing the love ever since. Big up to the people who still supporting me, and big up to everyone listening right now. Much love to you. The journey has been a very long and fulfilling one, but there's so much more to achieve and so much more to do. So keep supporting, keep showing the love. You can check out for me on Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, wherever it is, Arthur ALLAIN.
Yes.
758. My website is arthurallen758.com. You can check out my videos there as well. You know, check out the music. There's videos out. Sometimes just a little share you can give it goes a long way. So just give it a little share and give it a little spread so your friends can see it and they can get to know all the talent that we have in Sulphur City, man. Big up to my families in the Spain. Big up to you for having me there one time, you know.
I forget to ask you, Ale. Do you visit your hometown frequently? That is Soufrière?
Of course, because Cause ever since I've been working, I work every week down there as well, you know. So I've been doing gigs, so I get the chance to go there often as well. So you know that's a blessing too, still, you know.
Right. And something I forget to ask you, Alan, just before you go, who's your favorite artist?
To be honest, I don't really have a favorite artist, but like in different genres of music, like say in a soca, Kes is my number one. You know, in a R&B, like a Brian McKnight or Usher. You know, in a hip hop, back then it would be a Eminem or Ludacris. You know, in a reggae, is a Bob Marley or Barris. So to say like one particular favorite, I can't say that. But I love all music, so you know, I Bruno Mars, I'm a hard Bruno Mars fan to the weekend. Right now there's a Bruno, Weekend, Ed Sheeran. That's my top 3 I listen to all the time.
Yeah, because you sung an R&B track as well, isn't it?
Yeah, man, I've done a lot of R&B music before. That one I kind of started doing R&B, hip hop, you know. So it's because when I got into Matrix was a jam band in a sense, playing versatile as well, you know. But like we played a lot of party music, so you know I got introduced to the soca through the Matrix band, so that kind of get me into that, getting more into the soca. But I was never really a soca person per se, you know. But I grew into it and I grew to love it. Good, and it's what has worked for me.
And also, I've got Damias, K Monster. You want to big you up? He's saying one of Soufrière's best talent.
Yeah, man, big up Damias one time. Same speed.
Yeah. Respect. So enough love coming from all over.
Yeah, man, give thanks to that,
I've got Virginia Marsley as well. She want to big you up too, you know.
Much love, Virginia.
She's enjoying the interview. Once again, I have a big respect for passing through RFI Radio 102.1 FM. It was amazing having you, you know. It's a pleasure having you.
Yeah, man, give thanks, man. Pleasure. You know, ready? Much love to the people, man.
All right.
Stay tuned for much more.
All right, just keep us informed. Let us know what projects you're working on, and, you know.
Yeah, man, you know already.
We'll take it from there.
So you get the tunes.
Anyway, Alpha, you look after yourself, bro. It was amazing, man.
Yeah, man, you too, man.
Take it easy, okay?
Bless up yourself.
All right, then.
Much love.
Good. Saudi.
Out there. Yes, sir.
On 102.1 FM, things turn up.
The voice of the one Alpha ALLAIN right here on RFI Radio 102.1 FM, the conscious station, the pulse of a nation. I have to feature this track again from Alpha ALLAIN. I Knew I Love You, his song entitled.
102.1 FM, things turn up.
Some things you just don't question. Like in your eyes, I see my future in an instant. And there it goes, I think I found my best friend. I know that it might sound more than a little crazy, but I believe I knew I loved you before I met you. I think I'll dream you. I knew I loved you before I met you. I have been waiting all my life. There's just no right or reason. Yeah, only the sense of completion. And in your eyes,
Just want to big up Sherry and Salty Boost as well.
in pieces. searching for. I think I found my